Namaskar, I welcome all of you in this session. Today I am going to discuss about structural organization of the cell. So first of all, we will deal with some basic terms related to this chapter. For example, on the basis of number of cell, organism can be of the two types. One, they are the unicellular organism. Secondly, they are the multicellular organism. Unicellular organisms are those which are made up of only one cell. For example, amoeba. In unicellular organism, all the functions are performed by single cells. For example, if amoeba has to take the material, it will enter through this general surface. If it has to excrete the material, it will again through the general surface, means excretion, ingestion, digestion, respiration, all these functions they are performed by this general surface. Whereas multicellular animals are those which are made up of more than one cells, and in them all the functions are performed by the simple cell. For example, if you talk of the hydra, in the hydra thousands of various type of the cells are the present. In human being, billions of the cells are the present. Next, we will talk about the level of organization in higher animals. Basically, there are four levels of organization. Lowermost is the cell, which is the structural and the functional unit of the cell. Secondly, it is the tissue. So now what is the tissue? A group of the cell along with intercellular material is known as the tissue. If you see here in this diagram, these are the different cells, and in this between these cells intercellular space is present, and in this space intercellular material is present. So a group of the cell along with intercellular material is known as the tissue, and all these cells they are connected by junctions which are present between them. Study of the tissue is known as a histology. There are four types of the tissue. First, epithelial tissue. Second, connective tissue. Third, muscular tissue. And fourth is a nervous tissue. Next level of organization is the organ. A group of the tissue which are arranged in a specific proportion and a pattern, it forms the organ. For example, if you see here, there are the four types of tissue. Out of these four, in a organ, there may be two tissue, there may be three tissue. So, a group of the tissue which perform a particular function is known as the organ. Kidney, liver, lungs, all these are organ in our body. Next level of organization is the organ system. When a group of the organ they perform a particular function by the physical and the chemical interaction, it forms a organ system. If you talk of the digestive system, mouth, buccal cavity, pancreas, esophagus, stomach, intestine, all these are part of the digestive system. Means in the living organism, all the functions they are performed by cell, tissue, organ and the organ system. And there is clear-cut division of labor between these parts. Means each part has to perform its own function. So now we will do the detailed study of the epithelial tissue. So first of all, what is the meaning of epithelia? Word epithelia means which grows upon other surface. This is the diagram. This is the basement membrane is the present. So what is the epithelial tissue? It composed of one or more layer of the cells which are present on the internal as well as external surface of the body. External surface means here is the skin. In the skin, epithelial tissue is the present. Internal surface, if you see, this is the heart, and here epithelial tissue is the present. This is internal surface. So what is the epithelial tissue? It is composed of one or more layer of the cells which are present on the external or the internal surface of the body. What is the origin of the epithelial tissue? In the triploblastic animal, 3 types of layer are the present: ectoderm, endoderm and the mesoderm. Epithelial tissue can be derived from the any layer, means it may be derived from the ectoderm, maybe from the endoderm or maybe from the mesoderm. So what are the characteristics of the epithelial tissue? First of all, it is arranged in one or the more layer, means there may be a single layer, there may be more than one layers. Secondly, cells are the variously shaped, means they may be polygonal, they may be cube-like, they may be columnar-like. Closely spaced, means distance between these cells is very little, so they are the tightly packed. Non-cellular basement membrane, as cell of epithelial tissue, they cannot grow independently, they grow on basement membrane which is acellular, means basement membrane is not made up of the cell. Blood vessels are absent in the epithelial tissue, so from where blood supply comes? This is the epithelial tissue, this is the basement membrane and it is the connective tissue. From the connective tissue, blood supply first goes to the basement membrane, then from the basement membrane it goes to the epithelial tissue. There is one exceptional where this is the present. Internal ear cochlear region is the only part where epithelial tissue they has the blood vessels, means blood vessels are absent in most of epithelial tissue, whereas it is present only in the internal ear cochlear region. Nutrition is also provided to the epithelial tissue through the basement membrane. One more feature of epithelial tissue is that they has the power of regeneration, that is, if one skin is shed off, it again come out. In the winter, our skin mostly shed off and it again appear. So this is the only tissue in our body which has power of the regenerations. Next is about the type of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is of the 2 types, simple epithelium, second is compound epithelium. Simple epithelium tissue are those which are made up of only one layer, whereas in case of compound epithelium, there may be more than one layer present. So simple epithelial tissue is again of the 4 types. One, simple squamous epithelium, second, simple cuboidal epithelium, third, simple columnar epithelium, fourth is a simple ciliated epithelium. So first of all, we will deal with the simple squamous epithelium. Cells of the simple squamous epithelium, they are polygonal in shape and they are the tightly packed and arranged like the tiles of a floor on the marble. Okay. So nucleus is present in the center, it is a flattened. Cells are arranged in the single layer and they always rest on a single basement membrane. Next, where they are the present in the lung alveoli, Bowman capsule, retitestis, internal ear. Now what is the lung alveoli? Alveoli is that part of the lung where actual exchange of gases occur. Bowman capsule is the part of the nephron where excretion occur. Retitestis is the part of the testis and this is the internal ear. So about the function of the simple squamous epithelium, they help in the respiration, excretion, reproduction, digestion, secretion and the protection, etc. So next is the simple cuboidal epithelium. As here name is a cuboidal, means its cells are the cube-like and they are arranged in the single layer. Because simple epithelium means cells when they are arranged in the single layer is known as a simple epithelium. So in the simple cuboidal epithelium, cube-like cells, they are arranged in the single layer. Nucleus is the flattened and it is present in the center. So sometimes microvilli are present on these surfaces. Now what are the microvilli? Suppose this is a simple tissue-like structure. This line undergoes some projections, and these projections are known as the microvilli. These microvilli, they help to increase the surface area. For example, in the intestine, absorption has to occur. More is the surface area, there will be more absorption. So sometime in the simple cuboidal epithelium, microvilli are the present, and if it is present in the gonads, then it is known as the germinal epithelium, because it helps in the production of the gametes. It is also present in the PCT of the nephron. Bowman capsule is the one of the part of the nephron. Proximal convoluted tract is the another part of the nephron. Means in the one part of the nephron, squamous epithelium is present, whereas in the PCT, cuboidal epithelium is the present. So its function are, it help in the digestion, it help in the gamete formation, and it help in the excretion. Third is the simple columnar epithelium. As the name indicate, its cells are the column-like, and they are placed side by side, again tightly packed, rest on a basement membrane. They are present in a single layer. Nuclei are here elongated and present at the base, whereas in case of the cuboidal epithelium, nuclei were the round and the centrally placed. This is also one of the difference between these two epithelia. Some cells of the cuboidal epithelium, they secrete the mucus, and those cells are known as the goblet cell. And again, microvilli are also present in the simple columnar epithelium. So they are present in the intestine, in the gallbladder, and the bile duct. So their main function is that they help in the secretion as well as the absorption. Fourth type is a simple ciliated epithelium. As from the name indicate, these have the cilia. These are the cilia which are present on the epithelium. Cilia may be present on the cuboidal epithelium, may be present on the columnar epithelium. These cilia, they help in the movement. Main difference between the cilia and microvilli is that cilia always originate from the basal granules here. So cilia always originate from the basal granules, and they help in the locomotion as well as they help in the movement of the material from the one place to another place. Simple ciliated epithelium can be further of two types depending on where cilia are the present. If they are present on the cuboidal epithelium, then it is known as ciliated cuboidal epithelium. If cilia are present on the columnar epithelium, that is known as a ciliated columnar epithelium. Mainly they are present in the trachea and in the oviduct. When we take air inside, sometime foreign particles, they also enter into our body. Then cilia help to remove out these dust particle or the foreign particle from our body. If they are present in the oviduct, then they help in the movement of the egg from the one place to next place. Second type of epithelial tissue is the compound epithelium. I am again repeating, cell of simple epithelium are always arranged in the single layer, whereas in case of the compound epithelium, cells are arranged in the many layers. Their outer surface may be living or it may be non-living. We have the dead skin on our surface sometime, mainly at the foot in the winter. That is the keratinized compound epithelium. Means if outermost layer is the non-living, then it is known as a keratinized epithelium, and mainly they are present on the dry surface of the skin. And if outer epithelium is the non-living, then it is known as a non-keratinized epithelium, and they are present on the moist surface of buccal cavity, salivary gland, or the different ducts of our body. So compound epithelium mainly help in the protection of our body. In the skin again compound epithelium is present. Next is about what is the glandular epithelium. Sometime cuboidal epithelium and the columnar epithelium, they help in the secretion of the material. That type of epithelium is known as a glandular epithelium, which secretes something. Now on the basis of what they secrete, they again are of the three type. One is endocrine gland, second is exocrine gland, third is the compound gland. Now what are the endocrine gland? Endocrine gland are those which secrete the hormones, and they are also known as a ductless gland because they secrete their secretion directly into the blood. Suppose this is the endocrine gland and it is secreting the hormone. This hormone is secreted in the blood, and then blood transport it to the target site, means where it is required. For example, if they are the hormone reproductive system, automatically blood will transfer it to the testis or the ovary. So endocrine glands are those which secrete the hormones and put their secretion directly into the blood. They are known as the ductless gland. Second are the exocrine gland. Exocrine glands are those which secrete secretions other than the hormone. They secrete earwax, they secrete the oil, digestive enzyme. They are known as the duct gland because they secrete their secretion into the duct, and then duct transfer their secretion into the target site. So these are known as the duct gland. Endocrine gland, ductless gland, whereas exocrine gland, they are the duct gland. Now some gland, they perform both the function. They secrete hormone as well as other secretion. They are known as the compound gland. For example, pancreas is the compound gland because it acts both as a endocrine as well as a exocrine. Next is about the cellular junctions. Now question come, how the different cells are interacted with each other, how they are connected to each other. So there are junctions present between the different cells which are known as the intercellular junctions or the cellular junction. These junctions are the structural and the functional link between two cells because material is transferred only through these junctions. These junctions, they are again of the three type. One is adhering junction, second tight junction, and third is the gap junction. Adhering junction which adheres two cells tightly. For example, cement is present in the bricks. Similarly, they also adhere two cells tightly. Second, they are the tight junction. Tight junctions, they are those junctions which do not allow the movement of substance from the one cell to another. Means they will stop. They do not allow the excretion. Suppose here useful material is present. Tight junction do not allow this material to move from the one cell to another cell. So they are known as a tight junction. Third, they are the gap junction. Now material has to be moved from the one cell to another. Means suppose there is a waste material, it should move from the one cell to another cell. So through the gap junction, means here small gaps are the present, and through these gap junctions material can be moved from the one cell to another cell. Thank you.